Ladies and gentlemen, the American Cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. This day in history, they began the Nuremberg trials. I think we ought to have Nuremberg-like trials for, let's say, those 52 intelligence officers who said that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, knowing they were lying. I mean, these are the most dishonest scumbags. And let me tell you something else. Trump cannot be naive dealing with these bastards. He can't. He can't. Because they are political gangsters. They cannot be trusted. Trump should destroy them. You're not, by the way, I want to say this. Trump can unify rank and file average, the people. He can't unify the gangsters. They must be destroyed. There is a difference between citizens and the gangsters. The gangsters need to be destroyed. All right, the GOP is pushing to block all these Biden judicial appointments in the Senate. Vance has got to be there to vote. Rubio's got to be there to vote. Manchin will vote against some of these folks. According to Graham, we'll see what happens. Linda McMahon, who was the Small Business Association secretary under Trump's last term, is going to be the Secretary of Education, where it will be dismantled, I'm sure. Oprah Winfrey and Kamala Harris. This is just, the more you think about it, it's now $2.5 million. Just think about it. Just think about this. Oprah Winfrey could not simply endorse Kamala Harris. She demanded payment. A black woman, think about that. She had to pay. Oprah demanded it, required it. What does that say about Oprah Winfrey? What does that say about her? All right, Morning Joe, a lot of backlash from their viewers. You can understand, I don't know how you can go from calling somebody a Nazi to wanting to play ball with them. Elon Musk, he offered to speak to Alex Soros, and Alex Soros has agreed to meet. That'll be interesting. A hacker has grabbed Matt Gaetz's information. Folks, you knew that was coming. This is going to be public knowledge not too much longer. I mean, that's just going to happen. Blackstone bought Jersey Mike's for $8 billion. I wonder if that Jersey Mike guy's still going to do the commercials. I wonder if Danny DeVito will still be in the ads. Dr. Mehmet Oz is going to be the next Secretary of Medicare Medicaid. Trump's appointed him. Washington Post says get back to work or resign. See, they create the monsters, then they got to deal with the monsters. SpaceX, successful 6th test flight. This is the SpaceX are going to send to Mars one day. New York case of Trump's is going to be, they're looking to see whether or not he'll sentence him or not anyway, but you can't make it up. The prosecution's cool with waiting until 2029. You believe it? It's unbelievable. Netanyahu says he went forward on the Gaza battles despite Biden threatening that he'd have to do it alone. He stood up to that. Ron DeSantis is getting ready to appoint someone to replace Marco Rubio in the United States Senate. Who will he pick? We will see. Howard Lutnick, Musk's favorite, is going to be the new Commerce Secretary. Nancy Mace versus Sarah McBride. Mike Johnson has her back. They're not going to let Sarah McBride, a man who is transgender, use the women's restroom in Congress. Good for them. Trump said, when asked if he was thinking about dumping Gates, said no. Los Angeles, can't make it up. They've just passed an ordinance to make LA a sanctuary city. Can you imagine? Trump may not even won. The brilliance of DeSantis and Abbott from Texas of sending these illegals north to these cities to make the point. It worked, didn't it? Do not be a gleeking, debauched bore. Your Shakespearean insult of the day. Coming up next, local news. All right, here we go with local news. I got two stories for you. A sinkhole is so bad on 17th Street in Covington, Rumpke truck got stuck. That new strong government they voted for in Covington's really paying off. And in Claremont County in Bethel, an Ohio house exploded. They did have propane in the house. It's one of two things. You know, something in the house, propane, or they were into something bad. Somebody blew their house up. It's sad. 2 people died. But, I mean, it was captured on a security cam. I mean, the house exploded. All right, coming up next, Jamie Spindley and his World News.
Hello again. The latest world headlines. The United Kingdom government is considering a ban on social media for children under the age of 16, according to Technology Secretary Peter Kyle. Speaking on BBC Radio 4, he emphasized the need to protect young people online and announced plans for further research into the efforts of technology on children. Greek workers staged a nationwide 24-hour strike, disrupting schools, ports, and construction projects. Unions are demanding a 10% public sector pay increase and a reinstatement of holiday bonuses eliminated during Greece's financial crisis. The protest highlights growing frustration over the soaring costs of living. In other news, a surge in renewable energy offers hope for curbing CO2 emissions globally. However, a new climate ranking reveals that many countries are still slow to reduce reliance on oil and gas. Experts warn that bold action is needed to achieve meaningful climate process. And President-elect Donald Trump joined Elon Musk in Brownsville, Texas to watch SpaceX's 6th Starship test launch. The event showcased the company's progress towards developing a reusable spacecraft for future missions. That's all I have for today. You're up to date on the latest world headlines. Up next, Sports Without Boundaries.
All right, Sports Without Boundaries. NKU lost to UC 76-60. The NFL says they're okay with the Trump dance. They know who their fans are. They've learned their lesson, haven't they? University of Kentucky, 97, Lipscomb 68. They are letting threes rain down. Arkansas, I can't wait for Arkansas to come to Rupp. And the Celtics, 120, Cavs 117. Why do we report this? It's the first loss of the Cleveland Cavaliers this year to the Celtics by only 3. Coming up next, pop culture. All right, let's talk about something on pop culture. Cher, who's not MAGA, she's not one of my favorite people. But, you know, I think this is probably true. She says that when she was 15 years old, Warren Beatty, who was 25 years old, kissed her. That kind of sick. Can you imagine the debauchery of Warren Beatty? You know? Mr. Handsome. I tell you, it just makes me go, eh. And you wonder why there's human trafficking rings. There's some sick guys out there. Juror Number 2 is a movie that's been produced and made, directed by Clint Eastwood. He's done another movie. And you know what? They won't do mass public theater release for him. Can you imagine Clint Eastwood movie not getting massive public release? How bad is that? That's effed up. Clint Eastwood and all these independent filmmakers want to make movies and get them released. Just goes to show you, Clint can't get it released. The Menendez brothers, some of the family members are saying they're political pawns, but guess what? The governor says he's not doing anything till the new DA takes office. So guess what? The Menendez brothers ain't going anywhere. All right, this is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.